Hi everyone, welcome back to Gloucester Golf Centre, myself Joe Lovery. So today I'm in the downstairs AT Performance Studio with a complete game changer of an iron. Everybody hates compromise, and unfortunately as golfers you always had to compromise. If you wanted a blade, you had to sacrifice a bit of distance. Compared to the cavities of all sort of types, you'd never get the ball to go as far, it's just fact. However, TAYLORMADE have brought out the new P790 and they've completely changed the way we basically look at blades and small kind of forged irons. What they've managed to do is create an iron that offers masses of distance, which is still forged and still looks really pretty. We'll have a look around the club now. So lots of really cool stuff then in this club head. It's actually quite impressive. It's awesome to look at. You can see it's obviously got a nice back to it. If I can get the club to stand up, you can see there it's got a real nice thin top line as well. It's not actually overly chunky, which certainly I was almost a bit worried when they kind of said about the idea it was going to be. Now obviously it's a little bit thicker on the bottom than what would be perhaps your traditional blade, but it's certainly not thick for kind of like your forged iron. I'd sort of say it's very much like the JPX 900 forged at the bottom, maybe a tad thinner. But yeah, the actual head itself looks stunning. Now it's got some special speed foam technology which is injected in the head, and that is actually in that little kind of hole port there. The idea in that is supposed to help actually generate speed with the ball, and not just that, it's supposed to help with kind of feel and that sort of thing as well. So it's got an ultra thin face on it, 1.75 millimeters in thickness, and it's got a load of other cool tech as well actually in the club head to try and help this thing go really well. But the idea is they wanted to create a forged iron that meets demands of discerning players, so anyone that's, you know, a good player as such, and delivers distance, performance never seen in a player's iron. So as I was sort of saying before with the blades, you know, you'd never quite know how the blade is going to perform when you're trying to hit it hard, but certainly something like this, it'd be interesting just to see how much more distance we get. So I've already got 3 shots recorded with my iron. Let's give this a hit and see if it goes any further. So the P790 on first impressions is a good looking club. I actually really like the way it looks at address. I've actually set this one up to being 1 degree flat, just try and help the toes sort of set down. So custom fitting with this would be really, really important, especially if you're going to be spending this sort of money. But certainly then setting the club down, really pretty. Nice face on it, not too large. Certainly can tell, you know, it perhaps is a better player's iron. Let's have a hit. A little bit of a slice, but good distance, 184, 185. So this is obviously not a shaft that I've been fitted for. It's a Dynamic Gold X100. I use Project X LZs in mine. So perhaps, you know, not probably going to see the consistency you'd see with mine, but I'm interested just to see what it feels like and with the distance. Okay, that felt good. That felt really good. Actually really like the sound. Sometimes with these, I was a little bit worried in fairness before it was going to sound really clicky, but this thing sounds awesome. It sounds powerful, and you almost don't expect it from this head. It just doesn't look like it's going to be big enough to produce that sort of power. Wow, okay, that's flown. Okay, I mean, it does feel very good. Really like, really like the way it looks. I especially like the way it looks at the back. That would look cool in your golf bag. That would look really cool in a golf bag. I think that with these, it's interesting. It's an interesting concept. The idea that we give away so much for using a blade to get that feel, whereas actually, what about so we can have that look and feel, but also have something that's super powerful, and that's where this comes in. That felt good. Oh, wow. Okay, that's gone a really long way. Interesting thing is that it's stopping. So a lot of people that kind of, will kind of worry that the ball's, not spinning quite enough. Perhaps it's not at the moment. Again, could be a shaft option. What we're actually finding there is the ball is actually stopping when it hits the floor. And that's the most important bit. As long as it's flying, it's got a good launch angle, it's actually stopping, then that's going to be really playable to use on the tour.